All right, take it away.
Perfect. So I'm super, super excited to be on with you guys tonight and share with you someone that has pretty much blown me away at this point. I'm not going to lie. When I was in Indiana this past weekend, I was sitting, and I haven't even told her this, but I was sitting next to Amber Olsen Rourke, and I was looking over at her, and I was like, who is this? And then every single time I passed Amber this whole weekend, I basically, we were joking back and forth. They were like, girl, you should join my team. Girl, you should join my team. Because we were like, we just need her accent, and we just need to be as postured up as this woman, because she is just ridiculous. She's so on point right now, guys. Like, she's blowing up the business right now with recruiting. And she did an amazing recruiting training, like mind-blowing recruiting training in Indiana. And I got finished with it. I was so present that I was like, oh my God, I didn't record that. Oh my gosh, like I was sitting there like, I have to find the recording to this, and nobody recorded it, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh, maybe she'll do a training for our team, and then I can record that one, and then we'll have that one forever. And so I'm really excited that she actually said yes to doing a training for our group, and she's actually on the line right now. She's crushing the business, and I don't even know where do you live? I just know that you're Southern. But I'm not even sure where you live, Wendy. And I'm going to pass it over so Wendy can share her story. But I am just so excited about having Wendy on with us tonight to train. She's doing such huge things in the business, and we have so much to learn from her. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your night and hopping on with us, Wendy. I'll pass it to you.
Thank you, Jessica. And it's so funny. That was the first time I ever spoke in front of a crowd that big. And when I walked in, I had to go back on the outside and sit down. I'm like, I can't do that with this accent. But, and then when Jessica grabbed me, I'm like, oh my God, is that Jessica Haley? You know, so you guys are very, I mean, it was like, you know, she's like a Miriam celebrity. Like, you know, she asked me to do training. So yes, I was completely honored and thrilled you asked me. Again, I hope you guys can understand me okay. You may have to listen to the recording to get it all. I live in Richmond, Kentucky, but I'm from my hometown is actually Sayersville, Kentucky, in eastern Kentucky. So you can leave the mountains, but I tell everybody they don't leave you. So I still have the heavy accent. But long story short, I've been with Nerium 2.5 years. My background before Nerium was I used to own small businesses, franchises, Merle Norman cosmetic franchises, and then I owned a gift shop. I did that. Gosh, I owned the businesses for 10 years. I used to manage 5 years prior to that. And if anyone's ever owned a small business, then you probably get it when I take that deep breath, you know, the debt, the stress, the overhead I had to deal with. It was crazy. And I'm here to tell you, makeup is not residual income. Don't let anybody tell you that. You can get that anywhere. So I started, I ended up, I was, at the time when I got introduced to Nerium, I had just sold my businesses. I was working from home. I was doing eyelash extensions because I did extreme lashes. And I got introduced to Nerium by a cheer mom. My daughter does all-star cheerleading. She came in the cheer gym with that bottle, and I, like most of you guys, I saw the before and after picture. But I thought she was crazy. And I thought, I know it doesn't work, but I'm going to use it and tell everybody it doesn't work. Tried the product. I wouldn't give it up after 4 days. I fell in love with it. After working in the skincare industry for that long, and it wasn't just the products I sold, but I've tried everything on the market. We have liquid gold. And so the girl's like, you need to sell it. And I said, I'm never selling anything ever again. I lost so much money trying to sell things. But after 2 months being in the business, as a customer, my family started asking me, okay, what work have you had done? Whatever it is, I have to have it. So I called my friend up, and I only signed up to sell this because I wanted to sell it to my mom and my sister, and I thought I could at least make money off of them, you know. All right, and one more, and I get it free. So the opportunity was nothing that interests me. I didn't know there was one. But I'm the type of person that when I had my products, like my Merle Norman, I had to go to California and be trained on all the products. So when I joined Nerium, I initially said, okay, where can I go to a training? I'm just curious what I'm selling. And I went to a regional training. That's why I highly encourage you have to get there, because that regional, I was a brand new brand partner a week in, and that regional changed my life. Because I thought I was just signing up to sell to a couple of people. But I went to that training, and I saw, like we all know, the patents, the ground floor. And I thought, oh my God, okay, what if I actually did this? So I came home from that regional training. I told my husband, I said, I'm actually going to treat this like a business instead of, like a hobby. And let's see what happens. I printed off that 10-core tracker and I laminated it. And I stuck it on the fridge because I knew that it seemed so stinking simple. I knew it wouldn't work, but I thought, okay, I'm going to do it every day and see what happens. It does. But if you don't track it, you'll think you're doing this business and you're not. So I started tracking what I was doing. Sorry, I heard the kids upstairs running. I probably have to close the door. I only have one kid, but I draw all the kids from all the neighbors in my house. So, they all, I can hear them all running in now. So I printed off that 10-core training, and I just did it. Now, listen, my hometown last year ranked number 6 in the entire country for unemployment and poverty. That was my contacts. So when I started this area, my family's all brick and mortar. So when I started this, they thought I was crazy. They're like, Wendy, you can't sell it. Everybody's unemployed. They're broke. They're not going to buy it. I got hit with so much negativity. But you know what I knew? I had sold cosmetics and skincare in those little towns. And even if it was on the first of the month, people would come in and their priority was for themselves. Makeup, skincare to look better. I don't know if they even paid the rent. They were about looking better. And I knew we had a product that I could help people get their confidence back with. And so what I did, I want to close this door. So what I did, I showed people a product, and how I did it, I showed them before and after pictures. And I let them know most of the pictures that I was posting on Facebook were 90-day pictures. And I said, hey, look at these photos. Do you think if you got results similar in 90 days, do you think you would know 3 friends that would want it? And everybody said yes. And then I started showing people an opportunity in my hometown that, Eastern Kentucky especially got hit really hard when the coal industry kind of crashed. And so I started showing people an opportunity. And so 2.5 months in the business, I'd earned my Lexus car bonus. And my husband's like, you earned a Lexus selling Nexium? And I said, well, honey, it's not Nexium, but I did earn a Lexus. And all I did, I helped other people do the same thing. 7.5 months after I joined, I hit National Marketing Director. Again, that was my contacts. I've got over a dozen Lexus car owners in my hometown. So if you see a Lexus in Sayersville, you're going to see a Nerium sticker on the back of it, guarantee you. We only have 2 stoplights in town, and I've got those Lexus cars just rolling through there. So, but this company will change your life forever. Anybody can do it. Nerium doesn't care. So, but when I started, like I said, when I met my husband, I'll back up a little bit. I was working at a rural Norman going to college. And when I met him, he's like, okay, you're good at it. So we went in, he's like, let's go into business. So I did the smart thing. I thought I dropped out of college and we went and did a lot of money. And like I told you, I didn't sleep for 10 years owning the businesses. I mean, from the outside, people, oh, they're doing great. Yeah. We have 3 franchises we're in debt for. Love for you to take one. Nerium has given us something that I think it's truly a gift from God, and I want to share it with everybody. So when I hear all the time, I've recruited in 2.5 years, I think I've recruited 79 people personally. And I don't look like I'm trying to sell anything to anybody because I know what we have here. And if I'm a friend with you, I don't want to leave you behind on this. So my brother was my biggest skeptic. He told me, he said, Wendy, he said, your face is going to fall off. I'm unfriending you on Facebook. You're embarrassing the family, and it's a pyramid scheme. And I said, okay, unfriend me. When I got the Lexus, of course, he didn't unfriend me. He was watching. People are just watching you to see if you're actually going to stick with it. 6 months later, my brother joined the business. He earned his Lexus in 23 days. He lives in my hometown of Sayersville. And now, in 6 months, he was able to replace his wife's school teacher income for her to stay home with their young twins and his 4-year-old. So I know what this can do. My dad sells Nerium, not my mom. Now, all right, when my dad started selling it, he was horrible. You got to be willing to be coachable. My mom called me and she said, Wendy, your father cannot sell this. And I said, why? She said, he's insulted at least a dozen women in town. Well, my dad owned a used furniture store downtown, he still does, that looks, kid you not, like Sanford & Son. My mom and dad have a Lexus car bonus. They are executive directors. You know what my dad can do? He can hand out a bottle. He can show a before and after picture, and he tells people, he said, I've started a new business. Let me show you what I'm doing. And like I said, in the beginning, he wasn't good at it. He told women how bad they needed it. But I told him, you can't do that. You show a picture. And now he says, hey, I've started a new business. If I gave you something, would you try it? And can I have your number? Because my daughter's going to call you. My dad is one of my top recruiters. He sends me text messages at 2 a.m. while he is out in the mountains coon hunting. It says, Wendy, my coon hunting buddy's girlfriend is interested in hearing. So when people say you can't do it, you can do it. You got to be excited about it. My mom and dad have a retirement plan for the first time in their life. You know how rewarding that is? My brother and sister live next door, and they all have Lexuses in the driveway. And we have something here. You can run with it, but you got to be willing. You got to plug into the system. When I got hit with all that negativity, I thought, okay, I can't do this. I have no contacts. Everybody's broke, you know. I lost a lot of money selling things before. I could have made you excuse after excuse for not doing it. Instead, my why got more important to doing it. Now, I didn't do this when I started this business. My husband, he's been very successful, corporate America. We've been married 18 years. He is 20 years older, and yes, I'm in his office. I don't drink bourbon. I need my own office. He is a bourbon seller, but I'm down here in the basement trying to hide from children. But I saw a vehicle. I could help a lot of people. And I saw a plan, a backup plan for me in life. You know, I didn't want to go back to college. You know, I'm turning 40 this summer. I didn't want to go back to school. I had no interest in it. I found something that I could make sure my daughter's future was secure and I could help my family in the process. So that would drive me. So recruiting is probably my favorite thing I do because I'm very crazy excited about it. You know what, people, you draw exactly how you are. So if you're like, don't think you can do it or don't believe in it, no one's going to join you. I've had people to join my business because they're like, Wendy, I don't know what you're selling, but you're the happiest person I know. So get excited about what you're doing because we have a legacy company here that we can pass down. That's unheard of. And we're not going to have an opportunity like Miriam, probably, you know, in the next 50 years, David Bird said. So you have something here. And when I started it, and I almost quit, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I hit director, got my iPad, and I called my sponsor. I said, I'm done. Can't do this. My family was coming down on me. They thought I was crazy. I'm a people pleaser, and I'm like, I can't do it. And then I got a call. I got a call from an upline, which now is 5-star Jennifer Givens. And she told me, she said, you believe in this company and these products. And she said, if you keep doing what you're doing, you will not recognize your life in a year. Now, not just, she didn't say keep an auto delivery, keep doing what I was doing. And I thought, you know what? Time's going to pass anyway. And I heard Darren Kidd say, he said, when you accept someone's advice, you accept their lifestyle. Well, my friends that thought I was crazy and told me, you know, it wouldn't work, I hate to say it, 90% of them plus were broke. So why would I take advice from them? I took advice from Jennifer Givens. After that point, I decided I was going to help as many people as I humanly possible could help. And so I love bringing people into the business. So I'll give you guys some tips. That's kind of like my story. So I'll give you a couple of tips on what I do. First of all, I am not high tech. I'm very high touch. So if you're just texting people, your excitement and emotion, you can put those little cute emojis in there all you want, but that will not have the same effect. When I started, I signed 10 brand partners my very first month. I didn't know that was good. Nobody told me. I didn't know what I was doing. You know why I signed 10 my first month? Because I was excited and I picked up the old-fashioned telephone and called them. I know that's like a dirty word anymore. What do you mean you called them? If I didn't have their number, I sent them a message on Facebook and I said, hey, I need to talk with you. I'm super excited about something. What's a good time I can call you tonight? Can you send me your number? Well, if you're excited, people are going to call you. They're going to give you their phone number. And I started getting, my first few were like, Wendy, you're crazy. Good luck with that. I'm not interested. And then when I got my Lexus, they called me back. But that's how I did it. And to this day, I call people. And I'm like, hey, I have real result parties like crazy. I have one, I've just finished one upstairs in my house. I still have people up there because I'm constantly having people over. I'm like, hey, come over for a glass of wine. Yes, I know you're not interested in Nerium, but you know what? It may not be for you, but you may know somebody it is for. Worst case, you're going to have a glass of wine. You're going to leave my house with no crow's feet. And people just laugh. They show up, and you just got to do it. My first real result party I invited 40 and had 4. My second one, no one showed up. And I was like, dang it, I cannot do this. And I did. I gave myself a little pity party for a little bit. And then you know what I did? It was a wine and wrinkle party. I drank the wine, and then I posted on Facebook what a great party it was. So I'm like, I faked it. I'm like, shoot, nobody was here. They don't know that. And then people were like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you missed your party. I'm like, no worries. I'm having another one on Tuesday. I just kept doing it. Listen, the average in Nerium at a real result party is just 2 people. So just got to keep inviting people over. And so I'm a big party person. I seriously partied to NMD. People said, how'd you hit so fast? I had a party every day. Now, a party was maybe at Starbucks. I would see my friends drop their kids off every day at school and go to Starbucks, but they could never get to my party because kids are, people are just busy. They don't mean not to show up. They're just busy. So I started meeting them wherever they were going. And I started having parties at Starbucks, McDonald's, anywhere I could find somebody. I knew where my friends were going to be. I partied. Now, just recently, 2 months ago, I signed up my friend. I went to school with her, and she had been my customer for 2 years. I sent her messages about the business. She'd never responded. She's a dentist. I signed her up 2 months ago. You know how I got her? I sent her a message and said, hey, I'm coming in town next week. Can we have lunch? I wasn't coming in town, but if she was going to have lunch with me, I was. She said, I would love to. We had lunch. I was her friend. We caught up about the children and everything. And at the end of the conversation, before we left, I said, I know you see all of my posts on Nerium, and I've talked to you about it. But I said, we're getting ready to go into health and wellness. Biggest category, and it's going to be a brand new company. And I wouldn't be a good friend to you if I didn't take the time to tell you about it. She signed up 2 weeks later. Got an iPad. She's almost Alexis. I took time to sit with her. Another one, I got tagged. I signed up 2 brand partners last week. One, I got tagged on a Facebook post. Somebody said, I'm looking for a Nerium rep. I got tagged in the post. I messaged the lady, and I said, yeah, I'm actually, we're in the same town. She wanted to know what she needed for her face, and of course I told her. And she said, okay, give me your website, and I will go place an order. And I hate giving out my website. So I told her, I said, okay, here's my website. But I said, do me a favor. Will you call me when you hop on? That way I can walk you through it. I want to make sure you get the best discounts. She said, great. And I said, I'm just curious, would you be interested in the business? She said, no. I said, okay, no problem. So she calls me. She's on the phone, a lady I've never met before. And on there, I asked her where she was from. Again, I was being a friend, striking up conversation. She told me where she was from, and I said, oh, that's a great area. I'm actually looking for people in that area with my company. I said, would it be okay with you if I just told you, just while you're putting your order in, a couple things about my company? That way, if you know somebody, you could send them my way, and then I could put them underneath you, and you can get your product free. She's like, sure, go ahead. Into the conversation, she said, can you call me Monday? I'm interested in your business. I called her Monday. She said, can you meet me Friday? I signed her as a brand partner. This was somebody that told me they were not interested. People don't know they're not interested. All our job is to tell them. So I do a lot of calls. When I co-marketed the past 2 days, all day. I treat this like a business. And maybe you don't have all day. When I started, I didn't. I built this business to NMD in 2 and 5 minute time slots, okay? So if you hear me now saying to go have people for lunch, it's just because thanks to Nerium, I have time freedom to do that. But I'm just really good at listening to people. Another friend, a neighbor, came over to a wine and wrinkle party just because I aggravated her to death. She said, Wendy, I've used that Nerium. Not interested in skincare, don't wash my face. I said, no worries. I listened to her. In the conversation, she said, hopefully I'll get to retire in 20 years. And I said, oh, where do you work at? She said, a Japanese trading company. I said, oh, that's interesting. I said, I know you're not interested in Nerium, but my company just launched in Japan. And I can probably help you with that earlier retirement. She's like, now I'm interested in your company. I do this all the time. I just listen. I signed up a girl, about 6 months ago in my hometown. I sent her a message. Haven't saw her in 20 years. I sent a message and I said, hey, I'd love to talk to you today. I think it'd be really great at this opportunity. I said, what's your number? Can we talk? And she messaged me back, and I can't remember what she said. It was kind of making a joke. And I said, listen, she said she couldn't sell anything. I said, hey, you're just like myself. I said, you and I could talk to a wall. It just made it fun. She called me, and she called and laughing. And she said, Wendy, she said, right before you called, I just got on my knees and prayed to God to send me an opportunity. And she said, I get a message from a lady I have not saw in 20 years, telling me I'd be good at something. Now, on the phone conversation, she told me she couldn't sell it. She said, Wendy, I don't wash my face at night. But then I started listening, her anxiety and just, all things. And I said, you know what? I said, I know you're not interested in the business, but would you do me a favor? I think I have a product that you would really love. And she said, what? I said, it's EHT. She said, all right, I'll sign up as a customer. She got the EHT. She signed up the next month and earned an iPad because she fell in love with the product. So you've got to listen and just find out where Miriam fits in, because I'm honest. I think Miriam fits everybody. People are looking for more money or time freedom. We have that. But if everybody we approached with Miriam said yes, this wouldn't be an opportunity. So you can't go in and think, well, I've talked to that person. Listen, the average, and you're going to hear this all the time, and it's true. It takes 5 to 7 exposures. The girl tried to get me to sell for 2 months. I told her I'd never sell. Never. I said, I'll be your best customer. I'm never selling anything. So my brother, biggest skeptic, took 6 months. So people are just watching you. The only way you can fail with this business is to quit and plug into the system. When I was hitting with that negativity, I just plugged into it and started listening to more personal development because I knew what we had here works. We can get rid of wrinkles and cellulite. I don't know what else. I'm like, people are dying for that. And now this health and wellness, it's like a brand new company. So I'm actually working on signing 3 or 4 more right now because of health and wellness, because our warm market just opened up all over again. So I went out co-marketing yesterday. I talked to some hair salons about the eye patches. If you're not putting those eye patches on everybody, you're missing out. Take them in a hair salon. I've actually went to a hair salon one day and we put them on all the stylists. All the clients came in there wanting them. Well, the stylist saw that everybody wanted the product, so we was able to sign the salon. But get it out there. We have something, but people are reading you. So be confident in this. Be excited. I signed up a guy in Nashville, Tennessee that he ended up hitting like executive in 90 days, got a couple Lexus earners. And people were calling me when I was doing it. I was calling them, giving them their new start call. And they're like, oh man, I don't even know what I'm selling. I said, did he not tell you? And they're like, well, he was so excited. He said he found a retirement plan and I want it on board. So people, they're buying into you first before the product. Randy James signed up 30 people in 90 days in Nashville, Tennessee. And most people didn't even know what they was buying into. They were so excited. And that is that at the end of the day, Miriam, you don't have to be the smartest, most educated. I cannot delete email. I have 58,000 email. When I go to a Miriam party and plug my phone in, I give people heart attacks. And I'm like, oh God. I just get a new phone when it fills up. It's not hard. This is simple. You just got to do it. And you just got to make friends. Don't be a salesperson. Don't go up to somebody and say, oh, I'm with $1 billion company. That's a salesperson. Be their friend. I called my girlfriends up. I'm like, hey girls, I have found a way we can look younger and drive a Lexus. Who's interested? They're like, what are you selling? I'm like, I don't know. Hang on just a minute. Let me get my friend on the phone. My brother said it's a pyramid scheme. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Hang on. Let me get my friend on the phone. That third-party validation is all I did. And while I was getting my friend on the phone, I was learning the business. So utilize that. Get Jessica and them on the phone. Just say, hey, you know what? That's a good question. Hang on. Let me get somebody on the phone. And I think that's how I've actually been able to do it. It's just, I'm excited about them, and I don't vomit Miriam on people. I just kind of, I'm excited and intrigued them. And, on my 2-year anniversary with Miriam, my husband was able to retire 6 years early out of corporate America. People don't know what time freedom is until you actually have it. He's going to get to go to our daughter's cheerleading competition in Florida that he would never got to go on this month. So make time for it. Yes, there are going to be sacrifices. You're going to have to miss a cheer competition or a baseball game. But when I see people, when I go to regionals and I hear my team like, well, it was a pretty day. My family comes first. I'm like, I'm sitting at this regional because my family comes first. So we can make the excuses or you can do it. And this will, I mean, I'm telling you what, we're on a rocket ship. This company, you know, is projected to do $1 billion in sales this year. You know, I met a girl last night, a top earner in another company. She sat at the table with me. She's like, I just want to pick your brain. Again, she's with another direct sales company. She said, because Miriam's starting a new company in wellness. She said, you know, that's like a brand new company. I mean, she's talking herself into it. I'm like, yeah. And she said, because when Miriam comes out with something, it works. I'm like, yeah. I'm talking to her. She's a 6-figure earner in another company that when she saw health and wellness. So you need to be blasting that out there to everybody. But if you care for somebody, get them on board. You know, my family wasn't supportive in the beginning, and now they couldn't be more supportive because they're so thankful that I stuck with it long enough and got them on board because I don't want to leave them behind. And I'm so excited about the future. But anyway, does anybody have questions? My dad named me Wendy. I could talk all day, so just ask.
Oh my gosh, Wendy, I love all these stories. They're so good.
Well, they're
so
real.
good. If you have any more stories, just keep sharing them. I wrote down a couple things. I'm looking at my notes section right now. It says, I would love to know the day in the life of you. Like, what does your day in the life of Wendy look like when it comes to prospecting? But I would also like to know, like, if, you know, in the very beginning of your business, when you did fit it into the 2 minutes and 5 minute time slots, like for the busy moms that are on the line that don't have a lot of extra time that need to fit this in, you know, how do you fit in that prospecting time, but also still be there to support your organization as well, and then fit in family and have that balance a little bit? How do you do that?
Okay. Well, when I first started, I was working from home doing eyelash extensions, and I had 8 to 10 a day. So that's 1 hour. You know, they were 1 hour. Only time I had to do this business was in between my clients going to the bathroom or walking out the door. That's how I hit NMD in those time frames. Okay. So what I did, I was very intentional. You know, when you pick up your phone to check out Facebook, or I always played Candy Crush when my client was in the bathroom. I loved Candy Crush. I had to leave the game. I applied the exact same amount of time I would apply to Candy Crush, but I was intentional. I would be sitting there doing eyelashes. I think, oh my gosh, I forgot about Carrie. I forgot about Elizabeth. And while I'm doing lashes, my mind, I was working, thinking. And as soon as I had a second, I would send them a message and say, hey, I've gotten into something. Could you talk tonight? And I called after my kids went to bed. I mean, I just did it. And I was very intentional about it. I had a piece of paper. My sponsor was brand new. So she didn't tell me to open up and do, I didn't know there was a video to play. I did not know there was a success planner. I never opened anything up. I went to a regional training and saw an opportunity and ran with it. And after I hit NMD, somebody said, there's a Miriam experience. I'm like, what's that? I had no idea. But I had a sheet of paper, and I just wrote down names all day long. Anytime I would think of them, I'd write down names. I was constantly adding to my master list. And then I started going through the list and just calling people in those little small time slots. And today it's about the same way. I went through a new brand partner. I signed up, the new one that I just met on Facebook. I pulled out the success planner, and I went through building the list and memory jogger. And I started reading off things to her. And after I'm reading them off, I had a piece of paper and I started writing them down. I never thought I had a travel agent. Now she's interested in the business. That memory jogger is great. So I'm constantly revisiting my list and thinking about people. Another thing that I do, if I see somebody out, I just give people, if I see somebody, if I have good service somewhere, the other day I went out and I went to Soma, to buy some pajamas, and the girl in there was just so sweet. She helped me, and I told her, I said, you know what, I've been in here a lot. I said, I've had the best service today. You took so much time in helping me. I said, I'm actually in a business and marketing, and I'm looking for people like you. She's like, really? When you give somebody a compliment, they're not going to slap you. I mean, they're going to listen. I said, would it be okay if I got your email or your phone number? I could text you some information, and maybe if you're off next week, we could have coffee. She's like, great. Boom. I'm constantly being intentional and writing it down. You really do have to plan. Jennifer Givens taught me something when I started. She said, you have to be intentional in planning. And so every day, if you say in your head you're going to contact 2 people a day, the day will be gone. It'll be 10 o'clock at night, and that'll get pushed till tomorrow. And if you put things off, you won't do it. And I make sure, another night when I sit down with my husband, he'll say, who'd you contact today? I can tell him exactly who I've contacted today. And some days, I said we don't do them a lot, but some days I can get out there and, like yesterday, I got like 10 new exposures in yesterday. And it was just by walking in salons. I walked into a salon, and I don't want to be a solicitor, and salons are gold mines, okay? I've got 2 salons that just signed, and they sold over $5,000 the very first month, okay? Because they hit iPad, but people don't know what iPad means. Basically, they signed up everybody in their salon, and they sold over $5,000. So I met with the salon yesterday, and I walked in, and the girl was busy. And when I walk in a salon, I don't walk in and say, oh, I'm selling Miriam. I walk in, and I'm like, hey, is the owner or manager in? And they're like, yeah, the owner's here, but she's busy. And I'm like, I'll just keep her a second. I said, hey, the last thing I want to do is bother you. I said, I'm just in town, and I work with a lot of salons, and I noticed you have a beautiful salon. I'm with a company that we're doing great things, and we have anti-aging products that's the people are loving. And she's like, really? What is it? Miriam, she's like, I'm busy right now. And I said, okay, can I get your phone number? Can I text you? And we'll leave you a sample right here, and I'm going to text you directions on how to use it. That's my reason for getting their number. I went in 10 salons yesterday. Everybody told me yes. And I walked in, not trying to sell. I just walked in and just said, ask for the owner or manager, and just made a friend bragging on the salon. This is such a cute area. How long have you guys been here? And they're like, oh, we just opened. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Actually work with some salons in Lexington, because that's the next town over, because I'm relatable. I'm working with salons in Lexington, just passing through, notice your salon. I'd love, to give you a sample of a product and just to follow up with you. I'll be back in town next week, and maybe we can follow up. And they're like, great. I went in one salon after another, but I went in, I was friendly, and I smiled at people, and I gave them a compliment. Don't go in trying to sell it. And that's kind of what I do every day. I just go out and I see people, I talk about it, I bring it up somehow, but I just listen. Anything else particular? I'm sorry, I can keep talking.
No, that's awesome. That's so good. Yeah, so I have a couple more questions. So if you have any like one-liners on some of the things that you do say, I know that a lot of people are really interested in knowing wording. They're always like,
right,
what do we say, Jess? And if you have anything that makes it feel like it's not recruiting, but it's just sharing. But what I got from you the most in the posture that I left Indiana with after hearing you was, it was like an underlying inclusion, exclusion, girl, you should join my team. Like, you should join my team. Like, girl, we're expanding. It was almost like I'm going with or without, but you should join me. Like, you should, and there was no bashfulness when it came to you saying you should join my team. There was no bashfulness. And I feel like there's so many people that are so concerned about, oh, I don't want to be pushy, or I don't want people to think, anything of it. But you're not bashful. Like, it's so just postured up, but in such a friendly package that it's like, how do you really say no to that? It's like, it's crazy. So if you have any one-liners or anything that you like to say, or that fall out or fly out of your mouth a lot, please share those with us.
I think this is the thing too. I think so many people, they worry about, oh, I'm new, or I'm just a senior brand partner, or I'm just a director. And they don't want to be as confident, so their posture's not as good. When I had my first party at my house, this lady came to my door, and she was a director. She was my upline. And she had so much confidence in her. Listen, your friends do not know the difference from a director from a 2-star national marketing director. They don't know the difference. So it's our posture that sells it, the confidence that we have. So the girl came to my house. I thought she was a 5-star. She just earned the iPad, which was awesome. But I thought she was a 5-star, because she's like, you know what? We're going to do this, because she told a success story of the people in Louisville. She's like, you know what? Jennifer Givens and them, we're going to do this. I know those people. She knew it was real. I'm like, all right. So when I talk to people, I just pretended I was a national marketing director, because I didn't know any different. I only got paid $100, but dang, I'm a national marketing director. But I was excited. And I really do. When people would look at me, they're like, oh, no, that Miriam, I use whatever, something that costs $300. You run into those snobs, skincare snobs, and I just look at them and I smile, and I think to myself, and people can read your thoughts. I know they tell us that, and it's really true. Because when I look at them, I smile. I'm like, you're going to remember the day I approached you and Miriam. Because you're going to, when and one-liners is, tell your story. Don't try to remember a one-liner. That's the best tip I can give you. One-liner, go up to somebody and make a friend and say hi. And then right now, if I could ask you right now why you joined, everybody could tell me why you joined. Because Amber Olsen, I had never spoke to Amber Olsen until after that. Her and Damon come and talk to me. And she's like, your training was so good. I said, my training was just real life experiences. It wasn't, I didn't try to remember anything. You know, I got up there and just, you know, I was in a nervous wreck, and it just came out from the heart because I wasn't trying to, you know, training didn't get me that way. It was getting out there talking to people and learning. But I just tell people hi, and then I just listen. I just listen, and I'm excited. I'm like, hey, I'm with the company. You know, I think you might need to look into it. And this what I love. Larry did this at our regional. He said, I have people come to me all the time, and they say, I can get customers all day long, but I can't sign brand partners. And he had the best answer to that. He told them, he said, then you call your friend and say, I can sell this all day long. This is what it's done for my family. I think you need to look into it. That's it. So tell people what it's done. If it paid for your grocery bill, if you got it free. When I started the other day, another one I'd recruited. Again, I was listening. I took my daughter to, people would do anything for their children, okay? Anything. My daughter does all-star cheerleading. It's very expensive. So when she started, me, a brand new brand partner, when I walked in the gym, I did not want to be one of those people that people think, oh my God, here comes Wendy trying to sell us something. Instead, I just walked in, sat down, but I was smiling, happy, you know, and people were like, okay, what is this Nerium? They started asking me. And then they started watching me, and they're like, okay, Wendy, is this really an opportunity? Can you make money at this? And all I said was, I said, I've made enough money to pay for Bailey's All-Star Cheerleading this month. Guess how many brand partners I signed up? A bunch, because I was relatable. People want you to relate. So I signed up a cheer mom just recently, and she's at a different cheer gym, an hour and a half away from my house. I told her, I said, see if I can come in there and talk to the parents, and I can show them a way they can pay for All-Star Cheerleading. Everybody's looking for fundraisers, and I was just going to show them a way they can pay for it. And I said, also tell them I will bring my daughter, because I needed to get into the gym, to look at the gym maybe for next season. I had no intentions on taking her up there. Well, they recruited my daughter, so I'm driving an hour and a half away. But you know what I'm doing? I'm having real result parties 3 days a week in Northern Kentucky. It's a new market, and I can sit there and watch her cheer, or while she's cheering, I can be out talking to people, making money. So it's just one of those things. I listen, and while I was up there, we signed the cheer coach. Because this guy came out, he's like, next year we're going to have great fundraisers to help everybody save money. And all I did, I smiled, and I said, that's the reason I joined Nerium. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, it was able to pay for this. And he's like, do what? He signed up. And now we're meeting with the other parents to show them the same thing. So any type of sport, if your kids do anything and you haven't had a meeting with them about paying for their sport, you're missing out. Because this is the third cheer gym that I've signed, and it's just because it's relatable for me, you know. My daughter had a Halloween party, and I invited kids on the list that she didn't even like, and she's like, Mom, why are you inviting them? I'm like, you know what? I need to meet those parents. So people are like, who are those kids? I don't know, but I got a Nerium brand partner out of it, you know. It's just, you got to mix it up a little bit, you know, get out there and invite people over and friend people on Facebook, and especially groups. If you're in, I'm like in a homeowners association out here. So I went in and friended everybody in the homeowners association because we live in the same neighborhood. It wasn't weird, but I didn't go and send them a message and tell them I sold Nerium. I just friended them on Facebook. They started watching my post. They started coming to me to buy, that I wasn't trying to just sign them up, you know, for Nerium. So definitely get those Facebook groups.
That's genius. So I have a question. I'm going to read it off to you right now. And it was from somebody on the line. So when did you know that, or hold on, ask her when she knew she believed she could be successful in this business, what helped her get there, and what does she do to help her team believe in themselves?
You know, when I almost quit, the first, the first two real result parties I had, my upline came. And then I went to do one of my own. And I went and did a party. And I didn't sell anything, or I didn't sign anybody. I got up there. I started sweating. My neck got so red. I lost all confidence. They didn't have confidence in me. And I come home, and I sat in the driveway, and I cried. And I said, I can't do it. Then I thought, if a dental hygienist from Louisville, Kentucky can do this, I can do it. And I'm not going to tell my daughter I can't do it. And my family, I told you, started getting hit with all the negativity. And once I realized that, and I plugged into personal development a lot. And once I realized that this is a system anybody could do, and you know what, only way that my friends and stuff said, you know, this is bad. I had girlfriends. I went to, we were getting ready for a 20-year class reunion when I signed. And my friends that I thought they were my friends, they started posting on Facebook that how Miriam was a pyramid scheme and it was toxic. And they were making fun of me. One of my friends posted a bottle on Facebook and said, who wants this crap? It doesn't work. Egg whites will do the same. And everybody was laughing. I almost didn't go to my 20-year class reunion and almost quit. But after talking to Jennifer Givens, and I realized I could do this, then I started getting I tell everybody now that's what motivated me to do it was all the haters. So when my friend would get on there and say, oh, it doesn't work, I would just post a picture of a firm picture I thought she needed. And I just laughed. I'm like, here you go, baby. You need that. So I went to my class reunion, and I almost didn't go, but I got there early. I pulled my Lexus at the front door. Everybody had to walk past it with that Miriam sticker on the back. I texted my girlfriend, and I said, who are these old people? And I don't have cellulite, and they do. It was just, I had fun with it. I just thought, you know what? Only way I'm going to look stupid on Facebook is if I post on Facebook for 2 months every day and quit. And then they're going to say, I knew she wouldn't stay with it. So I just did it. And I didn't. When I said I realized I saw other people being successful that they didn't have anything special. You know, Aaron Hall and Jennifer Givens, they'd never done network marketing. And I thought, I failed at selling stuff before, but if they can do it, I can do it because I'm a good rule follower. And anybody tells me, oh, it doesn't work, pull out the 10 core and do it with a good attitude, and I promise you it'll work. Now, everybody's life is different, so you can run at different pace, but I promise you it will work. I guarantee it. But people say they do it. I had this one girl quit. I did the 10 core. And I said, you did? She's like, yeah, it doesn't work. And she went to another company. And I said, well, just really quickly, were you at the last regional? Oh, no, it was a pretty day. I'm a kid. Oh, okay. Have you had a party this month? No, not this month. I mean, went through the whole list. The only thing she had done is listen to 10 minutes of personal development on the whole 10 core. You think you're doing it, but you really have to pull it out. And what made me successful? I followed it. Like I said, anybody can. I just pulled it out, looked at it, and followed it. I went to the Lexus store. This is a great tip, too. If you haven't earned your Lexus, go pick it out. I went to the Lexus dealership, picked out my car. I had just signed. I was a week old. I told the car at the dealership, he's like, how close are you to getting it? I said, oh, I'm really close. I signed up last week. I didn't know the difference. I sat in the car. You smell that new car smell of the leather. I brought the magazine home, laid it on the counter. So when people, my stepson, I told you my husband's older, so my stepson just turned 30, but he would come in the house and he would look at it. He'd look at, his dad. He's like, do you think she's really going to get it? I'm like, it's not if. I said, it's when I'm going to get it. Okay. I just got my second one. So it's just going to happen. I picked out that $50,000 bonus. I printed a fake check off, laminated. Thoughts are things you have to see it. Visual stuff. I printed off that. I had my Lexus thing there, my 10 core, and I was determined I was going to do it 1 year, just like it said, and follow the system. 8 months later, didn't recognize my life anymore. So it's just doing it. It's just really saying, you know what, if that girl that cannot delete email from the poorest town in Kentucky can do it, you can do it. just because you can help people. That's what motivated me. This company, when I had my businesses, at the end of the day, if there was any money to be made, it went in my pocket. With Miriam, at the end of the day, I'm helping so many people change their lives. And I don't know, that was my why. But anyway, just getting on these calls. If you're on this call right now, guys, pat yourself on the back. This is Friday night. Most people probably wouldn't take the time to get on. And you just being on, that's how you do this business. Just taking time, make a little time for the business. Make this business priority. I mean, a priority. You don't have to be, I know families and, that stuff, but you have to make this business important and treat it like one. I just pretended when I started, when I had those, I ended up getting like $1,000 package when I started. And I pretended, though, I paid $100,000 for it. You'll treat it different if you do that. Because when I had those stores, I was in debt over $100,000. And I never made a profit in 10 years. Miriam, first month in the business, made my money back, and I never put another dime back in it. I mean, that kind of return is crazy. So, but I treated it as if I went in debt $100,000. That way it made me be intentional on doing, applying myself to it. Does that answer that?
That's genius. That's genius. No, that's amazing. Tell me this. So when you're getting new brand partners started, so if you are recruiting at a rapid pace and you are getting these new brand partners started, how do you get them started in the fastest way possible? And because you're a recruiter, do you find that everybody else is kind of just follow suit, or how do you kind of instill that same amount of confidence when they haven't seen what you've seen and felt what you felt yet? I'm just curious.
I talk to them
how you go when you sponsor people.
For my team, I do a lot of videos, training videos in my group, probably every 2 or 3 days. It seems crazy, but if they can hear me and see my excitement, then it makes a difference. David Bird told me that if he was a national marketing director, he would call 2 brand partners a day and 1 personal sponsored. So I try to do that every day. I pick up the phone and call them. If it's a new girl, like my 2 newest ones that I'm working with right now, I talk with them on a daily basis. If it's a really quick, I let them know that it's normal. They're like, oh my gosh, I thought my mom would sure buy. My mom says I'm crazy. I'm like, hey, girl, that's normal. I try to let them be reassured that what they're going through. And everyone's different. I've signed up one girl and she told me, she said, I want to do this very slow. And I said, okay, great. Less is more. You want to really tread lightly. And I said, let me help you at least to get your product free. I said, let's have a party. Well, the word party scared her to death. So I said, hey, listen, just get your family together and let me just demonstrate the product. I took the word party out of it. She got her family together and she got 5 orders her first time. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, now your product's free and you're in the NLC club. And she's like, what's that? And I kind of told her. And I said, just to let you know, there's a bonus if you got 4 more customers this month. She's like, oh, really? So guess what? She had her friends together again. And she did that so she fast start qualified. And then she messaged me and she said, Wendy, how do I get an iPad? We just took it in baby steps. And when she earned her iPad, she came to my house in tears and she hugged me. She said, thank you for taking it slow with me. Because if you would have told me I needed 3 people to sell and $4,500 volume when I started, I would have ran and hid. And she looked at me and smiled. She said, now will you tell me how to get a Lexus? So it's those baby steps. Let's get their product free. And then once they get free, I'm like, hey, 2 more and you can get NLC qualified. Oh, 4 more. My fast start, I have to brag a little bit because the last 3 months, my FSQ for January and February was at 30%. And that's the biggest I've ever had it. But the biggest thing is where I'm getting people fast start qualified on the team that with either customers or brand partners. I find out if they're going to be a customer getter or if they want to build a team. And I just try to take baby steps. I signed 2 last week and I will get them both fast start qualified. And when they find out, hey, they can get a bonus. And another thing that now I know the commission has changed, so now it's like the 30%. If I've signed people in the last or whenever I sign them and they have a party, I try to work payday to payday, Wednesday to Wednesday. So I tell them, hey, if you can get 9 orders in, from this Wednesday to next Wednesday, you're going to make 30% on all those orders and you're going to get a $75 bonus. So like, do what? They'll start calling people to get them in during that pay period. And then they get a big check. They're about getting their investment back. They're getting the bonus. And now, that first check is so important because that's our belief check that this company, they can do it. So I work really hard on getting them that check fast. But I do ask them. I don't say what it takes to get an iPad. It's just like, hey, let's get some friends together. I'll help you get your product free. They're like, I want to make a lot of money. I said, then let's get some people on the telephone. You need to have parties or get people on the telephone and with me. And so I think it's just communication. I do communicate with my new starts a lot. I wear a headpiece, and when I'm traveling and going to a party, I just don't go to a party and listen to music. Nope. I write down, I print off, have my new starts written down, and I just kind of jot down some notes, like, if they have 4 PCs, 5 PCs, where they're at. And when I'm traveling, my headpiece is in, and I'm talking to people all the way up and all the way back. I can get 10 people in and do game plans. It's just from talking to them. I never get in a car unless I'm in the mountains of Eastern Kentucky. I don't have cell service. Then I listen to personal development. But other than that, I stay on the phone.
Awesome. Somebody texted me and said, what samples does she leave with those salon owners? And is she structuring the salon owners with, the salon owner signs up and then the hairstylist sign up for that? But
I'll be right in.
I feel like typically it just depends on the situation when it comes to those types of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eye patches are huge, and I take the eye serum, and I'm not gonna lie, the night cream is still my favorite product. So I sample out the night cream, but I usually do the eye patches and eye serum on them in the salon if all possible. Taking good before and after pictures. You want to be successful in this business, go out and get 10 before and after pictures this month. And with that eye serum, that's easy. I mean, all it is getting before and after pictures. But I'm a sample and full, and I taught my team. I realized a lot of people couldn't take very good before and after pictures. I always tell them to take, and you probably already do this too, like the eye serum I do like crazy, but it's a good forward shot of their eyes. And then I always take 2 shots, one of their left eye for the crow's feet. And then I look at them. So if I'm doing a demonstration, they're going to be a dramatic result, either head on with puffiness or crow's feet. There's no need of showing somebody a picture that didn't get a good result. That way I have 2 different angles. I throw them in pick collage, the best one, that's the one I show. If I'm at a party, I pop it into the TV and show everybody. I've had some snobs like, oh, it doesn't work. And then I blow their before and after picture up on the screen, and they're convinced it works. So definitely put it on people. I don't care. I mean, I do it in restaurants all the time. We sit with eye patches on in the nicest of restaurants. It's a great conversation piece. But definitely, I'm a sampling full. Like right now, I don't keep a bottle overnight in my house. I will find somebody to put it on. And don't prejudge people in the business. When I started, I only wanted to look for people that were old and had really wrinkled skin because I knew they'd get great before and after pictures. My next door neighbor begged for 2 months for the bottle, and I wouldn't give it to her because she was young, beautiful, and she was a pharmacist. I thought, she's not going to see a result. She will not be interested in the opportunity. Little did I know, 2 months later when I sampled her, pharmacists are very skeptical, and she was all holistic, and she said, when I picked the bottle up, I didn't even ask if she liked it. She called me the next day, and she said, Wendy, I can't sell Girl Scout cookies, and I hate salespeople. But she said, I've looked into Nerium, and I want to sell. She has since got 20-some pharmacists underneath her. And I prejudged her because I didn't think she needed the product or the opportunity. Don't prejudge people. And the people you think that'll do it, they probably won't. But you got to get out there and offer. That's why I don't care what you have or what you don't have. I think everybody needs Nerium. So I've learned that the hard way. But sample your bottles out. If you have bottles right now, you're sitting on. They do all the work for me. When I get bottles in, I just go through my list and find out somebody I can send one to.
That's awesome. And I loved what you said at the event when you said, I haven't washed my hair in 2 years.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I do something.
Will you share that with them? I loved that.
Oh, yeah, people, I haven't, since I've been in Nerium, I haven't washed my own hair because that's cheap. So how do you think I'm getting into a salon? I don't want to be a solicitor. The other day I did co-market outside of town. I couldn't get my hair washed in 10 different salons. But usually once a week, because I have really curly, thick hair. So once a week I find a salon and I go into it and have my hair washed because it's inexpensive. It's a service. And then I get to talking to the salon owner. I ask them questions that I hope in return they're going to ask me. And that's how I basically got in salons when I started, and I still do. So now I don't, but I don't wash my hair. People think that's funny when I say that. I'm like, yeah, I promise it's not bad. But it's, where I live, it's very inexpensive to do. It's, $20, and I get to talk to people. I'm coming, babe. Sorry, I got kids.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Seriously. I think that's pretty much it. If somebody else has like one random question that they have to throw in really quick, let me know. This is it though. And I just really, really, really appreciate your time. Like, you have no idea how much I appreciate you doing this, because hearing a different voice is everything.
Well, I'm honored. Like I said, I couldn't believe when you said my name. I'm like, oh my God. You on all your videos. So I'm extremely honored you even asked me. Hope some of this stuff helped out. And anytime. I love helping people, and I love this business. So I know anybody, like I said, you guys can do this and get out there now. This should be your biggest time recruiting for what we got coming. It's going to be huge. What
are the things that you're saying around health and wellness right now? I'm just curious for my personal.
Thank you. I have family that said, Wendy, I wish I would have started when you started. And I'm just going back to people and calling them all over again. I'm like, hey, I know at the time you wasn't interested in skincare, but we're going into health and wellness. And Nerium's coming out with patented products in health and wellness. And I hate, leave you behind. We're already a company on top of a brand new company launching on top of $1 billion company. And I'm just excited about it. I'm like, listen, I just don't want you to look back and say I didn't tell you. And then, when you say that and I act like I don't care and walk off, I'm like, wait, come back here. Tell me some more about it. And I'm like, hey, I know you think I'm crazy, but we're launching into a new company and I would love to help you. And I tell more people, I just say excited things. I just kind of drop it off when I see people. I was at my daughter's orthodontist the other day and he's a customer of mine. He's like, Wendy, when's this health and wellness coming out? And I told him, and I looked at him and I said, and you need to get on board before it comes out. He's like, all right, call me. So I just talk to people. I think I just say it so much to people. It's just a quick, tidbits about it. So
I love it. You need to get on board, girl. You need to join my team. You need to join my team. I just love
your regret.
I swear, I would feel if I seriously was one of your prospects, I would feel left out if I didn't join your team because of how much fun you make it feel. And that's really going out there and recruiting the right way. It should never feel like you're joining a business. You're joining a family and you're joining an awesome team of people that are going out there and changing people's lives and
absolutely. And that's exactly what it is. People are like, well, like over Easter, I had some people to tell me they're going to go visit their family. And I said, you need to tell them about Miriam. They're like, oh no, I haven't saw my family in a long time. I don't want to mention Miriam. I'm like, why not? And this is the last one because I won't have to run my kids, but listen, you have to tell people about this. So when you're around on Easter weekend, tell your family about this. Take the time. You don't want to leave your family out. And I had actually she's an executive director underneath me. And just recently she went and had lunch with her girlfriend she hadn't saw in 20 years. But she wouldn't bring up Miriam because she was afraid. She didn't want it to she was making a sales pitch to her girlfriend she hadn't saw. I went the next week and met with the girlfriend's sister that I hadn't saw in 20 years, and I signed her as a brand partner. And you know what she said? She said, my sister had lunch with the girl I was telling you about last week. She was hoping she would bring Miriam up. See, people, she's about to die. I called and told her, I said, listen, she said, well, Wendy hadn't saw her in 20 years. I said, I hadn't saw my friend in 20 years either. But why would I not tell her about something that's this big? And she's like, well, I was going to the next time. I said, well, I just signed her sister, and now she's signing it. She opened her eyes up a lot. I bet she don't let that happen again.
Thank you for sharing that to close this out because all of us needed that fear of loss. That's perfect way to close this whole thing out.
She was so upset. And I'm like, you know what? She was hoping you would bring it up. She told her sister. And I said, so everybody don't. She was prejudging her. And I said, don't do that. It's the worst thing you can do. So, okay, I'm coming. So, yeah, I'm going to jump off. I hear my kids at work. I don't have the one, but all of them are running. I hear them running up down the stairs. I think they're wanting down in the basement to play, and I have them locked out.
Oh, my gosh. We're sending so much gratitude your way. Thank you so much for your time.
I've had a blast. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. Bye, Wendy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. With your esthetician, people will listen to you in a different way. They listen to me because I'm excited.